So this is why I've asked you to rule down the middle of the page, continue this line all the way down the middle of the page. First document you've got is a cash account, and this cash account will be put in a very large book, okay? So I'm just going to put this here in the cash book. So the cash book, you may remember record book 1, which had loads of money columns and analysis columns, okay? That's what's the cash book. But I'm doing a very simple version where you just have money in on one column, money out in the other column. Now, the other that we're going to do now is we're going to do a book which again is in the same record book, which is called a ledger. Now, sorry? No, you don't get them. I'm just trying to remind you what you did in Junior Cert, but we won't be using these. You can if you like, if it suits you. Now, in Junior Cert, we would have talked about T accounts. So this cash book is a T account. A line across the top, and there's a line down the middle. That's called a T account. So we also call these ledger accounts. Now, our ledger is record book 3 that you would have had from Junior Cert. It's a book that is just lined out like you have, with a line down the middle of the page, and a debit side, money coming inside, and a credit side. Okay? So this ledger is the reasons why. So the first account shows money coming in, money going out. The second, the ledger, shows the reasons why money came in, money went out. Okay, so we're going to create an account for all of the entries that we have in here. So every time we have an entry, a transaction takes place. Money comes in, money goes out. Anytime we have a transaction, we must record it in 2 places. We'll have a debit in one account and a credit in another. Okay? So for this one, the name of the other account is what's written in details. So I'm going to come up with an account called capital. Then I'm going to come up with an account called sales. Now I'm going to put these all in the middle, okay, of the page. So the middle at the top, we'll have a capital account, we'll have a sales account, we'll have a motor expenses account, just a few lines further down. Now, don't just start yours just yet, just make sure, because I need to show you why. Let's see. What else do I have? So I have motor expenses, purchases and wages, they're the last 2. Okay. So motor expenses, purchases. Okay, so generally we put them in the middle of the page, and you'd have a line underneath them in each case, straddling the debit and credit side. Okay. Now, we start off with the first one. So look at the first transaction we had here. Capital of 10 grand. So that was in the debit side of the cash account. So this goes into the capital account on the opposite side. So I'll put in 10 grand here. And the word that I put in details is the name of the other account. What was the other account called? Cash account. So I'll write cash. Sales. I have a debit here. I've got 2 debits for sales. So I'm going to have 2 entries to sales account. So I'll write cash and cash. And I have one for 4,600. And the other one then is for 600. Okay. Then I'll have motor expenses. That's on the credit side of cash. So I'll put it on the debit side of motor expenses. Okay, so I'll call it cash. And the amount of money is 250. Etc. Okay? Okay. Now, all of these accounts that have one entry, I know I have other accounts I haven't finished just yet, but all of these accounts that have one entry, that's grand, but I will need to balance the sales account because it's got 2 entries in it. I'll do that at the end. So can you just do that for Mick? Continue doing what you're doing. And can you transfer the entries that you've got in the cash account? Okay, make the accounts for all of your entries. Make an account in the ledger. And then put your entries in on the opposite side.